Yes.
Yes, you can.
Hey, okay.
Good evening, good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another edition of Inclusion Matters podcast with Inclusion Pro Wrestling. Hey, before we get into our guest, J2 Strong, and I introduce our panel, I'd like to say, we haven't been on for a while now, so a lot has went on in the last week since we've been on. We've secured some new sponsors that we'd like to name right now. So thank you to Bob's Little Car Hospital, and thank you to Twin Cities Bank, along with Bruno's Pizza, who's going to be our meet and greet pizza place for our first show in November. And ladies and gentlemen, this is breaking news. We are already planning our second show for January or February. That's all you're going to get for right now. January or February, our second show will be happening. Where? Don't know yet. And what is the cause? I won't tell you yet. Why? Because I'm the heartbreaker and I fucking said so. Now, on to our show. With me tonight, of course, the man in orange, the man who thinks he knows it all, who watches his TV way too loud. He thinks he's a principal. We love him, we know him, but he's really a big fat tap ass. Principal Tap. And Mr. Messiah, my brother from another mother who you think I love you. But dude, you gotta quit you gotta quit drinking this orange Kool-Aid that Orange Cassidy feeds you. Because brother, it's really not helping you at all. It's just making you more and more blah and boring and paint drying. In fact, at our show, I'm going to get you a mask and make you X-fucking-Caliber because you talk so dry.
Well, you know what?
And then, of course...
Two things.
And then, of
Sorry, go ahead.
Are you breaking up my intro? How dare you? Like I said, know your damn role and shut your damn hole. And, of course, our guest, probably the man that's got the most class in this place, J2 Strong. Thank you again, sir, for joining us.
Thank you.
And why don't you tell us about yourself?
Whoo! All right, so it all started the day I was born. I was born in Tipton, Georgia, though don't give me credit from how I ended up as. I've been a professional wrestler for about 6 years now, so just a little bit of drop in the pond. But I started training when I was 12, so I still don't know how I'm still like this, though, if I had all that time. I am the newest member of the All-Star Special, and I'm so excited to talk about them, talk about myself, talk about you guys, maybe talk about dumb stories I had in the past. I am practically an open book right now. I was... Oh, sorry, I thought you were about to say something.
No, you're good.
I say, like, anything particular you guys want to know about?
Well, why don't we... Go ahead.
Go ahead, Messiah.
Why don't we start with the All-Star Special? And, you can tell us a little bit about you guys.
Yes, the All-Star Special. What is there not to say about them? One of, if not the most entertaining team in all of wrestling right now, in my opinion, in my personal opinion. Will Huckabee, he hates hearing this, and I know he's watching right now. If not now, he's going to be watching. He's going to text me saying, "How dare you?" But he is he is the nicest guy. At least now Huck is. He's the nicest guy. He's big, brother. He's big. Like, he's helped me get to where I am a lot quicker and a lot better than past trainers have. He's been someone that I know, like, if I have any big problems in ring, out of ring, I can go to him, talk to him, and he's going to help me out. And then there's that drunken asshole, that drunken mess. My brother, Hold My Beer Hansen. Love him so much. It was actually his idea. Like, he first kind of brought it up when they were looking for a new member of All Star Special, because they knew it was like me at this point. I was going through my phase of I'm gonna kick back a little bit. It's just like wrestling at that point in my life. It was dying down. Like, COVID hit from like 2020 to 2021. And then 22 started coming back. And just all the places we used to wrestle at either closed down or like the bookers just stopped. And it was like, I was just kind of sitting down like, you know what? I think I might be done. I started thinking like, I think I just might be done for a bit. And Hansen then got hit me up. It was like, hey, we're thinking of adding another member. And I'm like, awesome. Who is going to be? And I'm like, my first thought, I was like, okay, they need a female in there to get like some more. And there's like, they need someone. I'm like, hey, about this guy. What about this? Like, he'd be a good member. It's like, no, we want to see if you're interested. I'm like, me? Me? You sure about that? Because at this point, I've been mainly heel. I've been working as the big bad. There was a big bad. And I am the big bad, but no one else would say. I've been working heel, and everywhere know me as like the annoying J2 Strong and everything. So I was like, "You sure you want me in there?" Because I don't think anyone's ready for Babyface J. It's like, yeah, no. He's like, you'll be good. You'll fit in perfectly. We'll help you out. Then Huck also backed him up, and it's like, yeah, no, we want you. You're like the first person we thought of. And I was like, oh, and it sparked that little spark that was dying, like the little flame of wrestling turned to a spark, and it was slowly dying out, kind of reignited. They kind of brought me in, so like, hey, what do you want to do? I was like, oh, we can do anything. I can be stupid, because like I've been doing so many serious things. So I was like, I can be stupid now? They're like, yeah, what do you want to do here? Like, okay, what about this? And they agreed with it. We kept doing more and more things, and then my love of wrestling started to come more and more. And now, like, I've been excited for wrestling again. So honestly, like, All-Star Special, if not for them, but not for both Huck, if not for both, like, Hansen, J2 Strong probably won't be wrestling it. He's very kind of like once every blue moon type of wrestling. So like, I personally have to sing the praises of All-Star Special that way for keeping me in this lovely sport of ours.
That is awesome.
Very nice. All right. Well, I know it's supposed to be a wrestling podcast and all that stuff, but Jay hit a very touching spot to my heart. He mentioned something about Georgia.
Yeah, I knew that was coming too.
Georgia. Now, what Jay does not know is beside him in the orange shirt is a Dodgers fan.
Oh.
That's right, a Dodgers fan.
Principal. Prince.
And in fact, he says
Big
that
Teach.
He says that his Dodgers are better than the team in Georgia. But the man above you, yeah, the crippled Messiah that doesn't know how to talk, he's a Mariners fan.
Oh. Messiah, no.
Sir, but
No.
sir, the reason the Heartbreaker and you are going to get along so well is because I was born and raised an Atlanta Braves fan.
You know, you gotta be able to. Messiah, Teach, tell me it ain't so. Tell me y'all don't.
I'm sorry, man. I gotta rep the home team. I don't know what's going on with the principal because he ain't living in no LA. But
Prince, Teach, Big Boss, come on.
What
Tell me it ain't so.
it is, I have to admit, I am a diehard Dodger.
They be dodging the balls a lot. They won't catch anything.
I have been a diehard Dodger since Tommy Lasorda.
But there was a question here. So my question is, can you help me educate those two fools that the Braves are going to win the World Series this year?
I can. I can't do it good, but I can. there's two ways. Either A, I can fumble my way into a good argument. I'll just, all right, so you want to know why the Braves are going to win? You want to know why? Braves. What does bravery mean? It means to go out and fight fights that no one else would. What is a Dodger? Someone that doesn't want to get contact. No one that does anything. No, you've never heard anyone say like, "Hey, you know what? You see Billy over there? Like he's a real good Dodger. You know, anyone saying like, no, you see Anthony over there though? He's brave. He's brave. People call everyone brave. That's in a good note. Like Billy's the Dodger though. You know, he dodged out everything. Wasn't that, Billy had a date. He dodged it. Oh, okay. That makes sense. What happened to Billy? Billy had a shot at a good college, but he dodged it. And now he's just, working at McDonald's. Hey, Billy, what you did over there? Well, I was talking to my fiance, and I was really close to getting her, but she dodged the bullet.
Okay. Anybody living in Atlanta that works for the Braves, you need to hire this guy as a pitch man, because on that TV, people like, coming to your ticket booth like crazy.
So all I'm saying is, Anthony, he's out here, good wife, good car, beautiful children, all this. You know why? Because he's brave. He's brave, baby. Ain't no one else brave but him. And that's why they're going to win. So, ergo, the name says it all. They're brave, and they're going to win.
Damn, after all that, I might be a Braves fan after that, just for getting pumped up.
Thank you. I tried my best. Listen, I sell my shirt off my back if I wanted to.
So Principal Tap and Messiah, top that, bitches. Now back to the podcast. All right,
Principal. Now that you got taken to school, unintended, for being a Dodgers fan, do you have a question?
Yeah, I actually have a counter to that.
Oh, okay.
Oh.
Every time the Braves will win, they're gonna go woo.
Why?
Or they do the drop.
Yeah.
Okay.
They will woo. They will woo. Because just like Ric Flair, we champions, baby. We legends. You all hear your Dodgers, your hot dog in your hand. Nah, man, we out here getting gold. We getting money.
Now, all I can say is we will see what happens between the Dodgers and the Braves.
Yeah, right.
Okay, so do you have a question there, you Dodge-loving fool, or am I going to go to the Messiah?
What is the worst injury you ever sustained in your career?
Whew. What is the worst injury? I've actually been, funny story. I have been blessed to not be injured, like nothing too serious, knock on wood. I'm actually, the worst injury I've ever had, I was like a year in, we was doing like a tag team street fight. And one guy was like, all right, I'm gonna kick you. I'm like, okay, this is gonna be safe. This is everything. I'm like, I'm expecting like the gut, the legs here. Like, no, full on, like no warning, curve stopped me on the concrete.
Oh.
I was like, just blood pouring all right here. I'm like, Ow. Why? How could you do that? Why would you do this?
Exactly.
Which is the only amazing part about that story is that like the venue was literally right down the road from the hospital. So it was like,
Well, you didn't have far to go. I mean,
yeah, no, it was like, yeah, I'm gonna just walk down the road for a bit, get there. Because like my biggest thing was like, I was worried for a concussion. That was my biggest thing. It was like, please don't be a concussion. Please don't be a concussion. I don't even know what a concussion is right now. All I know is it's terrible. Because, you know, I'm like 18 at this point, and I think I'm invincible. And all I'm hearing is like, if you get a concussion, it's really bad. So I'm like, just don't be a concussion.
I don't care what else it is, just don't be a concussion. Right?
Yeah, I was like, what's it? You got your skull's fractured. Is that a concussion? Nope. I live. Let's go, baby.
Yeah.
Scratch go. But no, the doctor checked me out. It got to the white meat, and it was like, other than just like I'll need some stitches. That has been the worst injury I have. And the reason I tell you this is I have gone through a lot more hardcore matches, and I am surprised I'm not. Like, I have a curse when it comes to thumbtacks. I have a curse. Because it's like, we'll go through the match and be like, all right, here he goes. And the guy does like the big spot where you get a little bag and pull out. It's like, oh, there's thumbtacks everywhere. Like they spread them out. And it's like, oh, big spot happens. I get slammed on the thumbtacks. And I'm like, ow, ow, oh, God. Like I turn around. I'm trying to see how many stuck in me. And there's none stuck in me. I'm like, what? Well, this has to be a mistake. I just got to. And then like I look to the other side, and it's like there's one thumbtack sticking on me,
Wow.
but it's faced the other direction.
Wow.
So it's like the nail is poking out this way instead of inside. I'm like, oh, and that's happened to me every time with thumbtacks. Additionally, like we had light tubes, and I'm expecting, oh, okay, let's hey, at some point, because I love this guy, I'm gonna break him through some light tubes, and he's gonna take one of them, and he's gonna jab it into my head to get blood.
Right.
So he takes it, and like he jabs me. He's like, I feel it sticking. Like, oh yeah, this is gonna be real good. I'm gonna get some nice color. Stabs me in there, and I'm like, ready for it. I'm ready for the blood start pouring down my face to do the whole crimson mass thing. And it's just like, nope, not like what? Where's the blood? Come on, pop me one more good time. There's like nothing. Go through tables, nothing. I hear all these stories. People getting like, oh, that thing's picking up. I'm like, no. Now I just believe. And this might be a controversial take, but I think that I'm too strong. So I'm just saying.
Hey, that would make sense.
So I'm just saying, I've been through a lot of really dumb spots that I probably should have got hurt in. I'm just like, you're strong, baby. Let's go.
So I was watching an interview with you with the wrestling professors before I got on the podcast. And can you tell us how your love for video games led you into professional wrestling? Because I found that part kind of interesting.
Yes. Okay. So to kind of keep everyone in the mindset, I am very. I guess compared to a lot of people, I am the newest fan of wrestling. I have a whole little group. I got into wrestling around like 2009. Like 2009, 2010 is when I got introduced to wrestling. Like that's when I started watching it. But I've been playing the video games for so long. Here Comes the Pain. Just Bring It, SmackDown vs. Raw, like all of them up to like 2009. I've been playing those. And as a dumb kid, I thought they were like Mortal Kombat characters. Just like, yeah, I'm gonna pick Jeff Hardy. He got face paint. He does this cool little dance. No one's ever gonna do that. What's he gonna do all these wonton bombs and everything? And I'm like, oh look, they like doing like the whole story modes. They have real life videos. So I'm like, God, that's so awesome. They paid people to dress up like the characters in the video games to do the things. So I'm just like, oh, I just thought it was just a whole big like video game stunt. Until like my cousin shows me, like, no, they're real. He's like, what do you mean by that? Like, yeah, Brock Lesnar doesn't exist. No one's gonna call themselves Brock Lesnar. No one's name is Shawn Michaels. No one. Ric Flair. No one's last name is Flair. So he goes in and there's a little videotape, and he pulls it out, and he pulls out a small DVD that says WrestleMania. And then it's like the Roman numerals. So I didn't know at the time, but it's 24. And he pops that bad boy in. And he's like, hey, watch this. And I'm like, okay, let's see what this is. Let's see. And like match, like show starts, America the Beautiful, pageantry. And I'm like, whoa, those are like, that's like more than 100 people in the crowd. It has to be like 1,000 at tops. Because again, I'm a dumb kid. I don't know numbers. So I'm watching it, and then like the first match is like JBL versus Fit Finley, and there's Hornswoggle, and I was like, Hornswoggle's real! Like nothing else, man. I was so excited. That little tiny Hornswoggle that always got me the little shillelagh when I played Finley in the video game was real. Because I didn't know.
He really does live under the ring.
Yes, I'm like, he's real. My boys exist. And I felt like a kid whose like imaginary friends popped into existence. And I was like, oh my god, this is amazing. Whereas there's like match goes on, and I'm watching more and more of these people who I played as like video games. I only know them from video games, and I seen them in real life. And I'm like, oh my god, these people are real. And like all the matches go on, but like the one match that made me, and I said to everyone, like that made me into a wrestling fan, is Shawn Michaels versus Ric Flair. Because that was like every other match, I was like, big move. Kane killing this random guy named Chavo. I like Chavo. Chavo was I like, ooh, Chavo. I love that song. he was my top pick, and Kane killed him. So I was kind of bummed out with that. So, like, they do the whole big promo package, which WWE does amazingly. They show him, like, this, like, old man Rick. I still got fight in me. I can still put my hands up. They're like, but if I have to go down, I want you to put me down. And they show like the history of Ric Flair and Shawn Michaels and all this thing. And like in my kid heart, I felt bad that this man was going to take this old man's dream away. But the old man wanted this to happen. And like as a kid, I'm feeling these emotions. I don't know these people. They like like 10, 15 minutes ago, they were just imaginary friends of mine in video games. And now I'm seeing these guys, like the emotional toll of it. And then like it connected to me. Then the match happened. Like the Shawn Michaels spot where it's just like he goes for the super kick but delays because he doesn't want to shoot the old man in the head, like hit him with a super kick. Ric Flair going for the figure four, trying to get the win, trying his hardest to win this match, to stay in the fight. But then like the match goes on, big spots, and then just like the iconic spot, the I love you. Like that soft whisper, I love you. As a kid, I'm just like, super kick hits 1, 2, 3. And like there is no like the other matches where everyone else is excited that they won. Everyone else is just like, I did it. I'm the greatest. Just like these two men sitting on the ground crying with each other. Sad that I had to do this to this guy. Sad that this happened, that he thought he still had to fight him. Shawn Michaels sad, Ric Flair devastated. And I'm like, oh, what's this feeling in my chest? And it's like it goes on, and like without video games, I would never saw like wrestling would have never been introduced to any of this. And then from there on, I just kind of like went on to watch it. And I remember like my first televised show I watched was like the Raw right after Extreme Rules, I think it was, because not Shawn Michaels. Sheamus just beat John Cena for the WWE Championship through a tables match. Like that was my first Raw, and I tell Huck that every like about once a month, just to remind him he's old. Like I was in 5th grade when that happened.
Wow.
But
All right, Heartbreaker, you got something? Sorry, I didn't.
no, you're good. You're
I
good.
didn't-
No.
Oh, I think he might be in a
In the
spot.
dead zone.
So, yeah. So, Tap, do you have anything?
I actually do. What is your favorite Kofi Kingston Royal Rumble moment?
Favorite. What is my favorite? Okay. I'd have to say my favorite Kofi Kingston Royal Rumble moment has to be when he was on the barricade, kind of like on the deserted island spot, where he like stands up and runs off the barricade into the ring. I love
That one too.
I love that spot just because I ended up trying it myself in an indie show, but I was like, okay, I want to be on the whole like guy put me on the Rumble match, put me on a table, but this table's like at first I was like, hey, put me on a table like a good 15 feet away, and I can make that jump. I can do that. But he's like, nah. He puts me up and walks me all the way to the entrance. That's like 50 feet away from the ring. And I'm like, listen here, you little shit. So I'm like, how the hell am I going to get in this match? Because I'm supposed to stay in there for a little bit longer. And then it's like, hey, I was like, you know what? I'm a baby face at this point. Hey, fans, build me a chair bridge. And the fans stood up with their like little chairs and built me a bridge all the way to the ring. And I'm like, it worked. I didn't jump it, but it still counts.
That is so cool.
So I was like, the Kofi Kingston, the whole deserted island spot, as I like to call it, is my favorite Royal Rumble spot. Unless you call, like the Andre the Giant Battle Royale, where he literally took like from the top rope all the way to the outside, but kept his feet on the steel steps. If you count that one, then that's my favorite. But most people don't.
I would count that one.
Okay, then that's my
Still a battle
favorite.
royal.
That's my favorite thing, because I'm like, nah, there's so much that could go wrong right there.
Yeah.
I'm like, nah, I'm good. I'll do the handstand all day, then do the handstand again.
My favorite one was the chair, where he did the pogo.
The pogo
stick.
stick, yes. That was
Only
actually a really
because-
fun one.
I didn't know what he was gonna do because he just like stood in the chair for a minute. I was like, okay, is he gonna just wheel it over there? What,
Honestly, I would have done that. Just whee!
Mine was
Wow.
when he was on the shoulders of Big E.
Oh yeah. Honestly, like, God, now I'm thinking about it. Like, there's a few of them. Like, another one that I like was the basket throw.
Yep.
The cheerleader throw, when he got from the fucking outside all the way to me. I'm like, I would have rolled my ankle. I would have. I wouldn't even made it to the top rope. I would have made it to like the second rope and just like tripped over, landed on my neck, and just like throw me back out. Throw me
or
back
taking
out.
the the world's worst back bump on the ring apron because you wouldn't have made it all the way over the.
Yeah, just, someone catch me.
Yeah.
Big Show, where you at? Catch me. Come on.
Do something. So we like to do a lot of top 5 questions. So top 5 male wrestlers of all time.
Listen here. I've come prepared. And then I looked at my list and realized I might be called out on a few of them. So this is for anyone watching that's like, this doesn't make any sense. It's my list, my personal opinion, and fight me. Number 5 of all times. I'm a cheat. This is my first cheat. It's going to be Shawn Michaels Ric Flair, just because of the match. Like they won me over ever since, and they're always linked together in my head. When it comes like who's the best, it's always that match that pops in my head. So I can never put one above the other. So like I'm a cheat, but if I had to say like 5, Shawn Michaels. If I had to like drop one of them off and make one of them number 6, Shawn Michaels would be my number 5 pick.
Got ya.
Number 4. It's going to be Chris Jericho. Chris Jericho, just because I sat and just watched, and I was only like with heel Jericho, and I've watched him evolve this whole time throughout my life, and I'm like, God, it's only been 10 years and you changed 13 times. What the fuck?
Yeah.
How are you doing this? And how are you not just like I'm 25, my ankle's already killing me. I don't know how you doing this, sir. Chris Jericho just has a special place in my heart just because of how well he can always change and evolve his character. I've always respected that. As a kid, it was just he was annoying and I hated him. And as like I grew up more like understanding the business, I was like, God, he's a genius. He is a genius. My number 3, and he's chopped his way into my heart. he has chopped his way into my heart. That's Walter / Gunther. I've watched him like everyone else kept saying like, yeah, this Walter kid is really good. He's a monster. And I'm like, yeah, whatever. Because once you're my top 2, you'll understand why I'm like, yeah, whatever. They're not better than these guys. You gotta. And then like, my friend Proc, he showed me this match. And I'm like, hey, I want you to watch this match. And I'm like, it's Walter. And I'm like, whatever. I get it. He's a big guy. I see a lot of big wrestlers. And he showed me it's him versus Ilya Dragunov during the COVID area where there's no one in the area. I'm like, okay, let's. And it's like 5 minutes in, I'm like, stop it. I know I should be turning around and not watching this. But I'm just morbid curiosity at this point.
Yep.
How hard are they going to hit each other? And I'm like watching it. I'm like, oh God. And now like after the match happens, I'm like, I'm a fan now. I get it. I get it now. I get the hype of Walter. And then I just kept watching more of his matches. I was like, oh my God. He's amazing. I see like the whole triple threat match. Not triple threat match. I see triple threat match with him, Sheamus, and Drew at WrestleMania. Watch that, amazing. Then it's the Sheamus Gunther match at Battle Castle. Oh, it was the
Clash of the Castle.
Yes, Clash of the Castle match. And I'm like, oh, best match that whole show. Don't care what anyone says. I think everyone would agree on that though. Like that was match of the night. And it's like watching it more and more now. Like him and Gable went at it. Watching that, I was like, God. It was at that moment I'm like, you know what? He could retire with that IC belt and I'd be cool with it. He could.
Yeah,
I was like,
I
this is
can
my.
see that actually.
It was like he could just retire with that belt. Like, how will you had that title? Nah, this is the Gunther belt. What? The IC belt? Nah, this is it's the G belt, baby. Come on. He doesn't have a belt. It's just a picture of his face. Throws the belt away. It's a picture of his face. This is the G belt, baby. So Gunther has chopped his way into my heart, and I fell in love with him. My number 2 favorite wrestler of all times, a Mr. Shinsuke Nakamura. I fell in love with him in New Japan. It was doing his ICV, like it was his interest. My friend showed it to me. Proc's the biggest indie wrestling fan I've ever met. He's my boy and everything. He was like, hey, I want you to see this entrance because he knows I'm a lot of wrestling's entrance nowadays. I'm like, how want you to see this entrance? And I'm like, oh, hey, show it to me, brother. And he shows me it's him with all the pole dancers and everything. And he's like, I never heard of this one. I'm like, who the fuck is this superstar? Who the he got someone pole dancing on him. He went up championship around his waist and a bad bitch on his back, just like, come on, let's go. I'm like, and then like he went to NXT and just like killed it there. I'm like, oh my god. And he went to like the main roster and it was like he won the Royal Rumble. He's doing all these major things. And then it goes a few years of him just hitting people in the nuts. And I stood by him that whole time. And just like it felt like I think anyone who has like a big fan of a wrestler that just feels like the company is trying to kill this character, but you will stand beside them. It was like, I don't care what anyone says. Nakamura is Nakamura. If you give him like good material, he is the best. He is like now with the whole set, he's going to get Seth Rollins. I'm like, thank you, my Nakamura is back. My boy is back. I can put on my Nakamura shirt and not be ashamed. Like, God, you still like Nakamura? He's so 2016. I'm like, no, he's still good.
Exactly.
Yeah, it was like you guys just stop believing in him. And it was like his whole style, especially when I started wrestling, I put so much of of him inside of myself, like his fighting style. His wrestling, I was like, God, I want to be like that. I want to be like that. But there was just one more person in my life in wrestling that I fell in love with. That I was like, I'm more this guy, and which is my number 1 favorite wrestler. And and just hear me out because I'm about to sing this guy's praises. My 1 favorite wrestler of all times that I will fight anyone on is R-Truth.
Yeah.
Hear me out. In ring work, yeah. No, he's decent. He is the most consistent. Because like as a kid, I loved him because he was just like he went out there, sung his own theme song, did cool matches and everything. But now, like as an adult, especially, I have so many like memorable moments of R-Truth. It's just he goes out there, he's a consistent hand. If you have R-Truth match, everyone's going to enjoy themselves. You go out to an R-Truth match, and it was like, at one point you're going to smile, you're going to laugh. I myself just like remembered watching. It was when R-Truth became number 1 contender to the WWE Championship back in 2011, and I just remember that moment of like, my guy, like no one else believed me, like me and the kid, like me and my friends are like, all right, who is going to become a number 1 contender? I'm like, it's going to be R-Truth. Like, no, it's not. It's going to be John Morrison. I'm like, no, it's going to be Truth. What's up? Fight me. Like, I remember that, like, seeing that, and like he wins the match, and I'm like, oh, he did it! He did it! I was so excited. Went to school that next day, and I rubbed it in all of my friends' faces. And then like the next week happened, and his friend, his like storyline best friend, like I would say John Gargano, John Morrison, comes in. And it's like, yeah, you did it, but you know, you're kind of out of shape. You kind of like, and in my head, I'm like, that's your friend. Why are you being so mean to him? He won. He would have been happy if you won. And it's like, why don't you face me for your number one contendership? And I'm like, no, Truth, don't do it. And they're like, John Morrison wins the match, and like R-Truth snaps and beats him up, and everyone's like booing him. And I'm like, why are you guys He's literally in the right. He won. He won So I'm like, his right, like his filter was completely justified. And then we have, like, in my personal opinion, like, best R-Truth run. I'm just like, because every time he's on there, it's like he started off as a killer, and then they slowly tried to turn him like to a silly heel. And like, sure, he was silly. I'm not gonna fight on that. But I say this. In a company like that, where there are wrestlers who have been hired and fired, who have done 5-star classics, great indie wrestling, like great wrestling, all these things, great promos. R-Truth has been there for about 10, 15 years. I don't know. I think he's been about 1,000 years in my head. He's been there. He's been like 10, 15 years. One of those numbers between there. And he has been given storylines, character traits that would have killed everyone else. Would have killed, just like they would have never wrestled again. That he came out there wearing like the General Lee outfit. He would have put everything in there and still got over. I'm just saying this right now. Evan Bourne was put in that situation. Anyone else in that situation? Nah, they wouldn't have made it. But he kept going there. R-Truth got over Air. He got over an imaginary friend named Little Jimmy. He had people taking photos with Air. He had video that made millions of views on YouTube of him like going to a theme park and pushing, like videotaping nothing there. And then it's like went on constantly. He went and like had a whole streak of just like, oh, my bad. Like, hey, you're in the Royal Rumble. You're not like, hey guys, went to the Royal Rumble, put out a ladder, acting like he's gonna win the Money in the Bank. Got that over. He went in there, just interrupting different matches. Things you're doing, you're smiling, you're laughing because you remember this thing. A lot of people, if they would have done this, they would have got it. He went in there like fucking I think it was like for the WWE Championship. Walked in and like, yeah, I'm gonna win. Truth, you're not even in the match. People loved it. The whole 24/7 title. That's the R-Truth belt. Every time he's on here. And like for a long moment, he was the highlight of Raw. Just like, what's R-Truth going to do with the belt this time? Hiding under the ring with Cesaro, just like, hi, how's it going? All that moment. And this is another reason why I say, and I sing the praises of R-Truth. R-Truth, in one segment with someone at least that said doesn't like people, doesn't like to work with people. One segment with Brock Lesnar, and Brock Lesnar wanted to work with him more.
Yep.
What else do I have to say? What else? He has been given so much that now WWE can be like, hey, we don't know what you want to do. Just go out there and we're sure you're going to make it work. How many other wrestlers can you honestly say, given all of that, given all the things there, do you think they can make it work?
See, I did something kind of cool with a friend of mine with R-Truth. I showed him the TNA R-Truth first. You know, the Ron Killing, like badass, like R-Truth. And I was like, that's the same guy that's in WWE. He's like, no, it's not. I was like, no. It's the same guy. That's how talented he is.
Thank you. It was like, and now it's like, especially as a worker, where I'm understanding it, of like, you know what? Give me an R-Truth. Give me an R-Truth run.
Yep.
Where I can just make people smile, make people laugh. It's like other matches, like I feel emotions. R-Truth is that person I look to, and I just feel happy. I feel happy. I feel joy. I know I'm in a good spot if R-Truth is on my screen. So that's why I was like, other people like on my list could probably out wrestle, put on way better matches. But R-Truth is that person I'm like looking at, and just he knows his role, and he plays it so fucking well, and I will always sing his praises.
Absolutely. All right, Heartbreaker. If you're not in the dead zone this time, you got a question?
Well, I think it's just you were kind of screwing with the Wi-Fi in the car here, kind of hacking me. So I think this entire podcast, I haven't been able to talk because you want to take all the damn glory.
You give me way too much credit of being that smart with computers.
But no, sir, that's why they call you the Messiah. You're God. You know it all.
Well, I mean, when you got it, you got it. You know, that's...
So, with that being said, on you, and I suppose you've even been a bad boy and forgot to thank your sponsors like a good little host, huh?
Yes, I did. My bad.
Well, then, thank you to Kevin Wasson, American Family Insurance. Thank you to Doty Tattoo Gallery, the Care Program, El Ranchero's Mexican Restaurant, Los Jalapenos Taqueria, Bruce Nichols Painting, Burgerville of Longview Kelso, and I know I'm missing one. It's American Tarps. That's right, Rugged Made.
Yep, there you go.
And hey, Messiah, when you go to Doty Tattoo, make sure you tell them Smalls sent you. That's
Gotcha.
right, Smalls. But other than that, seems how I have to do your damn job, even though you're trying to mute me. It's passed over to Mr. Tapass. I mean, Principal Tap.
So we've asked this question so many times to different people, and we only got one obnoxious answer to this. What is your favorite cookie or snack?
Are you still there? Uh-oh.
I think he
Think you
froze.
might have-
Yeah, see, and there's the Messiah going now. He knows he can't mess with me, so now he's messing with our guest. Messiah, knock it off.
I didn't do it.
It's too much turtle racks.
So while we're waiting, again, I want to remind people of our show on November 25th for Inclusion Pro Wrestling. Tickets are on sale now.
You don't even do that right, dude. Children of all ages. Inclusion Pro Wrestling at the Rain Church, November 25th. That's right, November 25th. Tickets on sale now. General admission, $20. And ringside and floor, $25. Messiah promises to sell you the seat, but you're... Now, Messiah, learn to talk like that, man, instead of, hi, my name's the Messiah, and I talk like this.
I don't know, but I'm saying like, besides, must have took out my internet too.
All right.
No, I would never do that to you. I'm telling you.
I made a little joke, and then just my whole internet crashed on me. It was couldn't be a coincidence.
So I don't know if you
Well,
heard my question,
Messiah
so
said
I'll just repeat it.
Good, so
ahead,
I
Chap.
didn't hear your question.
Okay, we've asked this question so many times to so many different people. We want to have one outrageous answer to it. What is your favorite cookie or snack?
Okay, now, favorite cookie or snack? Now, I'll ask this with snacks. So this means just like any, like cookie and snack, all the same category or different category? Because that's a very important question.
It can be both if you want.
Okay, nah. I'm gonna do cookie and snack separate. Favorite cookie? God, I think are they called like Chips Ahoy? What's
Yep.
like? Is that like the little gnomes?
Oh, Keebler.
Yeah.
Keebler.
Yes. Those like they're chewy chocolate chip cookies. Because
Ooh,
I'm a huge. It's like it's either that or I think it was like chocolate mint Girl Scout cookies. Like those two are like, God. You know what? I think the Girl Scout cookies, the chocolate mint Girl Scout cookies wins number one. So Chewy's number two, but that Girl Scout cookie one. That's. I haven't eaten those like 4 years. Now I want to get some. My favorite snack, and I count it as a snack. It might be basic, but Uncrunchables, like little peanut butter and jelly.
yeah.
Okay, like listen, that's a snack, and they have helped me. Like before, I probably would have said something like moon pies. Like moon pies or cream. Oh, actually, no, cream pies probably better. Yeah, like the oatmeal cream pies. Those have been there, but as of recently, Uncrustables, peanut butter jelly sandwich, especially now, they will take those on the road. Like, hey, I'm hungry. Want to get some McDonald's? Nah. Look at that. Look in the cooler. Uncrustables. You never see like a whole car full of grown men just, oh my God, that Uncrustables, you wanna work? Oh my God. Especially Huck.
Oh, I would imagine.
Oh my God. He gonna kick my ass. Oh, you know it don't sound like that. I know it's not high enough.
You guys, this next car ride's gonna be a very long one.
It's like, this is my car. I'm insured, are you? Computer
So if you
says.
had- Oh, go ahead.
You go ahead. You go. I was gonna make one more joke.
If you had one dream opponent, who would it be and why?
R-Truth. R-Truth, and mainly just because I want to see how he puts a match together. Because my dream match. Now this is my dream match. Like 101, R-Truth all day. I would do anything. Like if someone said I had to slap my mama, and I get after R-Truth. I'd love to wrestle R-Truth, like a singles match, but like my dream match is me, R-Truth, Orange Cassidy, and the Hurricane.
Oh, yes.
Wait, and one more to make this like an elimination chamber. Santino Marella. I want just a whole match of comedy wrestlers, And it would be so fun. It would be so. I want to be the first one out because I want to take all of their finishers. I want to take all of them. I want to be that guy. Like I can literally walk in there and be like, "Hey, you're out first." I don't care. I want to get hit with the Cobra. I want to be hit with the super choke slam from the Hurricane. I just get so excited. I want to do the Orange Cassidy kicks. Like, that would be my favorite match.
Oh, that would sell out any arena. I'm telling you that right now.
Thank you, because I was like, everyone else won all these 5-star matches. Nah, I want a TV. Let me laugh. I'm gonna let everyone else do the 5-star classics. I'm gonna walk out here shirtless and just go do a little belly dance. So I'm gonna sing Shakira on my way to the ring.
Oh Lord. All right, Heartbreaker, you got anything?
Nah, he just wrecked our bromance, man. He brought up the orange juice loving Orange Cassidy thing. Next.
Listen. Well, he's not in my top 10, but you know, he's entertaining. He's entertaining. He's in my dream match. He's entertaining.
What?
Like in my dream match, he's entertaining. Oh,
That makes sense.
At the daycare?
it's a full match of just entertainers.
I would have
That's
made one slight adjustment to that. Instead of Orange Cassidy, I would have put Ernest the Cat Miller.
That is a good one. That is a good one. But no, Orange is like Orange is gonna be the workhorse. Because for this one spot that I want to do like the sleeper hold on him and have him slowly go to sleep, and then I want to go for the pin, and he just kind of just very slowly rolls to the side of it.
They're gonna do the tractor again.
And he just like slowly slides out of your arm, like
Yeah, just every time, like I want like a whole line of us trying to get the pin on him. He's like trying not to wake him up, and then it's the Hurricane that breaks it up. This is what's everyone doing?
Visiting Trey.
And he wakes
but she
up.
won't take him. She has no place to go now.
So like that's like my biggest dream match. Just a match full of people just like, hey, let's make people laugh.
that's up. All right, Tab, since we're almost at an hour, what's your final question?
My final question is, what is your favorite WrestleMania moment?
I think there 3 popped into my head. The first one's obviously Shawn Michaels, Ric Flair. The I love you spot is all like nostalgia. Then there is the Daniel Bryan yes moment. Big pyro, him holding both belts up. But I think my personal one, just because of the message, has to be when Kofi won the belt at WrestleMania. And that was my like moment of like, he did it. He did it.
I really wish they could have let him keep that longer than what he was supposed to.
This is a WrestleMania moment. We don't talking. No, at WrestleMania it was perfect. Everything else past that, the Randy Orton like program, fine, but everything else I'll sweep it on the table. Like my head, it was R-Truth. Not R-Truth. Sorry, I went on his praise, and then my brain just have him on my mind. It was like it goes Daniel Bryan, Kofi, Kofi, Randy Orton. And then Kofi, Brock Lesnar in a 35 day match. They wrestled for 35 days straight until which then fixes why only one F5 beat it, Kofi, because they've been wrestling for 35 days straight. So that's my definitely Kofi Kingston winning at WrestleMania is probably like my personal favorite WrestleMania moment. Ask me a year later, I'll probably just say something stupid like, "Remember when Braun Strowman won a tag team belts with a kid?" That's my new favorite.
And then mine is, what was the craziest match you've ever been in?
Craziest match. It was my first unsanctioned match. Storyline wise, the guy I was wrestling, he's been going on his like what we now would call like a Roman Reigns reign, where he's held the title for like over a year and everything. He actually took it from me, and he wrote me off a while by breaking my arm. Came back, big comeback, but I'm not medically clear to wrestle. Like go in there, resign off like, hey, this is unsanctioned. Whatever happens. We go in there, and this is the match where like we use light tubes, we use chairs, thumbtacks, tables, ladders. Like there was a spot where he put me on the outside of the ring on the table. He went to the top of a ladder on the inside of the ring and jumped from the inside of the ring all the way to the outside, putting me through the tables. Same match, we had I speared him off of the stage onto some more tables. Chair shots to the back, to the head. We had like all this building up to before WWE or NXT did this, where they broke down the ring and revealed the wood underneath. We did that first. Someone in that audience worked for WWE and was like, "Hey, let's do this." Pull it off, and like we put thumbtacks on now to the wood, ending the match with a Canadian destroyer on wood on thumbtacks, which still funny thing, landed on my butt straight on thumbtacks. Not a single one stuck me.
Wow, you and thumbtacks are, you're like impervious to thumbtacks.
Yes, like I said, I'm too strong. But match happened, and I just remembered like that has been, at least at this point, probably like the most hardcore match I've ever been in. Though we did the same spot, but off of the top of a steel cage.
This house.
Huh?
This one here.
And it was just
This house. Yeah.
it was super crazy, but I still think our unsanctioned match. Though if I had to go like OMG moment of my career, doing a Canadian destroyer off the top of the steel cage onto the mat is my OMG. Kind of like, oh, I will never do that again.
Gotcha.
I will never do that again. Unless you pay me really well, and I'll think about it.
All right, Heartbreaker, you got one more question, or you want me to ask it?
No, go ahead and close. I'm doing stuff with T and Kimberly real quick.
Okay. So where
So go ahead
can
and
we
ask
find
your last
you?
question.
Where can we find you on social media?
All right, you can find me on Facebook at J2Strong, spelled TWO. On Instagram at the kid double D, J number 2S. You can also find me on MySpace as well, at J2Strong as well. Yes, there is a MySpace account, and if you work hard enough, you can be in my top 10.
Okay.
And you can find me on Twitter at the real J2Strong stands up.
All right.
Yeah, I think that's it. I was going to I was gonna be like, you can find me. You put a little smoke signal out. Put like a little 2 in the sky. That's the strong signal. I must go.
So on that note, we want to thank you for being on today,
Thank you for having me.
and you're welcome back anytime. This was hilarious, very entertaining. I had a blast.
Thank you. Thank you.
It was awesome.
So,
Are they
in fact, I think
visiting
we'll be seeing you at the end of the month because I think we're
Okay.
having All-Star Special on.
All
You
right.
guys all on together.
Yes. God, I got him. God. Oh no. See, now you said it, I'm gonna get sick again. It's always that. It was like, hey, what happened? Hi, how are y'all doing? This is Jay Too Strong.
Well, if that happens, you could come on here and blame me. How about that? Be like, this is your fault. I swear. So, I think he froze again. Are you still there?
Hello. Robert T is heading home.
I'm not tickets moving.
We're heading home.
Mike
Are you
might be
still
moving
there?
some tonight, so I can take more tonight if he gets any.
Go ahead
Just
and
let
finish
Trey
it,
be at
Nate.
daycare because the Leanne Kyle's
Oh,
in the
he's
parking
coming
lot
back.
with him. Are you gonna be able to take AJ to the football game?
Well, yeah, I figured it was gonna be close.
Okay. All right. Yeah, but we'll have.
Sorry, I don't know what I did to you, man. Stop it, please.
No, you're good.
Neither of
It's
them
not
But
neither of
very
them
well.
no.
have
So on that note,
Denver
thank you for coming on, and we'll see you at the end of the month.
Yes, sir. Thank you all.
This was a pleasure.
Bye. Hey, you have to pick. Remember,
I've been
pick
very
one.
excited.
Just
All right,
You know,
sounds
it's just a
good. Thank
temporary
you.
stick of the sponsorship.
Bye
Oh, you're
bye.
gonna
Have
go
a good
on?
one.
it's not.
Okay, yeah.
It's a 3x5 piece of.
You know what you use those for? Tony, you know what you use those for? If you go to AEW in a sense,